I have disturbing news to report this morning about the tariffs that Donald Trump has imposed on Canada and Mexico, starting a trade war. Donald Trump has made two posts on Sunday morning regarding the tariffs. In one post, Donald Trump said that there will be pain in America, yes, maybe not, but it will be worth the price that will have to be paid by Americans in the form of suffering, he says. And then second, Donald Trump says that the tariffs will remain in place until Canada is annexed and becomes the 51st state of the United States of America. So for anyone who thought, oh, he's just saying that, he's just joking, no. He's trying to impose economic warfare on our once closest ally, Canada, to make them submit so that he can try to annex it the way Putin annexes countries or goes to war with them. Let me just read for you Donald Trump's posts. Then I have an important message at the end of this video about what we can do. I was asked a question last night at dinner. What can I do, Ben? I want to share it with you. Here's Donald Trump's post. The tariff lobby headed by the globalist and always wrong Wall Street Journal is working hard to justify countries like Canada, Mexico, China, and too many others to name continue the decade-long ripoff of America. He puts that in caps. Both with regard to trade, crime, and poisonous drugs, he puts all of that in caps, that are allowed to so freely flow into America. Those days are over. That's in caps. The USA has major deficits with Canada, Mexico, and China, and almost all countries, exclamation point, owes $36 trillion, and we're not going to be the, quote, stupid country any longer. Now, this is in caps. Make your product in the USA and there are no tariffs. Why should the United States lose trillions of dollars in subsidizing other countries? He puts that in caps. And why should these other countries pay a small fraction of the cost of what USA citizens pay for drugs and pharmaceuticals, as an example? Question mark. Now he puts all of this in caps. This will be the golden age of America, exclamation point. Will there be some pain? Yes, maybe, and maybe not, but we will make America great again, and it will all be worth the price that must be paid. We are a country that is now being run with common sense, and the results will be spectacular, exclamation point, exclamation point. Folks, we are now being run by a psychopath, frankly, a wannabe authoritarian, someone who's behaving like an authoritarian right now, who is creating an authoritarian regime in the United States of America as spineless Republicans refuse to stand up to him, as our spineless media here in the United States refuses to stand up to him. That post right there, one of the most psychotic posts I have ever read. But then I read the next post that he made on Sunday morning as well. Here's what he writes. We pay hundreds of billions of dollars to subsidize Canada. And subsidizes in caps. Why? There is no reason. We don't need anything they have. We have unlimited energy, should make our own cars, and have more lumber than we can ever use. Without this massive subsidy, Canada ceases to exist as a viable country. Harsh but true. Therefore, Canada should become our cherished 51st state. Much lower taxes and far better military protection for the people of Canada. And no tariffs, exclamation point. Folks, despite the fact and everything that Donald Trump said is utterly false, notwithstanding all of the fact that it's lie after lie after lie, take a look at the language. When he uses language like Canada ceases to exist as a viable country, harsh but true, it should become the 51st state and then no tariffs. This is not a joke. Donald Trump is using the language of conquest, of warfare. These are fighting words that he is saying. And I know Canada is a peace-loving nation, and Canada was our biggest ally. Canada, we here in the United States respect and love Canada. We have this madman psycho that 49% of the voting people in our country chose. This is embarrassing. This is humiliating. There's nothing funny about statements like this. By the way, remember our reporting back on October 29th, 2024, before the election? Here's what we reported at MidasPlus.com. Trump ally Elon Musk warns of a necessary economic collapse if Trump is elected. Musk says everyday Americans must embrace the pain if Trump gets back into the Oval Office. This was a story that we wrote, with many stories that we wrote, trying to warn the American people. Here's what Elon Musk posted. He reposted this account, Flesher King, who said the following: if Trump succeeds in forcing through mass deportations, combined with Elon hacking away at the government, firing people, and reducing the deficit, there will be an initial severe overreaction in the economy. This economy's propped up with debt, generating asset bubbles and artificially suppressed wages as a result of illegal immigration. Markets will tumble. And then this person goes, but when the storm passes, you're going to love it. After we inflict the pain, abuse you, break you down, you're going to love it. And Elon Musk's response then was, sounds about right. Also, there's a bunch of other audio clips we played of Elon Musk saying that there needs to be economic hardship. Here, I'll play it. Here, I'll show you another example so you hear it in his own words. That there will be short-term economic hardship that he wants to inflict on we the people. Let's play it.
We have to reduce spending to live within our means. That necessarily involves some temporary hardship, but it will ensure long-term prosperity.
But by the way, as we pointed out in that article back from October of 2024, we wrote, meanwhile, under the Biden-Harris administration, the U.S. economy has seen record growth. This month, The Economist called the U.S. economy the envy of the world amid historic growth, low unemployment, and the lowest inflation of any nation in the G7. The major stock market indices continue to hit record highs on a nearly daily basis, yet Trump and Musk want to replace this prosperity with pain. By the way, not just them, the oligarchs, all of the other oligarchs as well, who wanted to inflict this pain, the corporate leaders who sold us out, the Republican politicians who sold the United States of America out. And now what we're learning too is that Donald Trump's buddies, the oligarchs, a new Goldman Sachs assessment of shorting stocks shows this, that there are all these oligarchs right now who are betting on an economic collapse. They're shorting our market. Their whole plan was to short the market, destroy our lives, and then try to buy the dip. That was their game plan. Horrific. Charlie Angus, a member of parliament in Canada, says the following: message to the grifter king from Canada. And it's a quote from Winston Churchill. We will have no parley with you or the grisly gang who work your wicked will. You do your worst and we will do our best. We do not expect to hit without being hit back, and we intend with every week that passes to hit harder. Charlie Angus also says, Canada is ready, we will fight. I thank the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, for his powerful statement in response to the thuggish attacks by Trump. We are unified as a nation. Our American cousins are divided. We will kick at the darkness until it bleeds daylight. Prime Minister Trudeau from yesterday saying, look, Canadians are a little bit complex why our closest neighbors would do this to us. Here, play this clip.
I think Canadians are a little perplexed as to why our closest friends and neighbors are choosing to target us instead of so many other challenging parts of the world. I don't think there's a lot of Americans who wake up in the morning saying, oh, damn Canada. Oh, we should really go after Canada.
Here's Prime Minister Trudeau as well announcing the 25% retaliatory tariffs last night. Let's play it.
Tonight, I am announcing Canada will be responding to the U.S. trade action with 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods. This will include immediate tariffs on $30 billion worth of goods as of Tuesday, followed by further tariffs on $125 billion worth of American products in 21 days' time to allow Canadian companies and supply chains to seek to find alternatives.
And here, Prime Minister Trudeau talks about how this problem is going to impact Americans as well, and Americans will feel pain. Here, play this clip.
Beyond that, it will have real consequences for you, the American people. As I have consistently said, tariffs against Canada will put your jobs at risk, potentially shutting down American auto assembly plants and other manufacturing facilities. They will raise costs for you, including food at the grocery stores and gas at the pump. They will impede your access to an affordable supply of vital goods crucial for U.S. security, such as nickel, potash, uranium, steel, and aluminum. They will violate the free trade agreement that the President and I, along with our Mexican partner, negotiated and signed a few years ago. But it doesn't have to be this way. As President John F. Kennedy said many years ago, geography has made us neighbors, history has made us friends, economics has made us partners, and necessity has made us allies.
I like this post right here. So what's Trump's economic strategy? Threaten 25% tariffs on America's closest allies, impose them without any negotiation. Remember, Donald Trump refused to take Prime Minister Trudeau's phone calls over the past several weeks. 3, receive retaliatory tariffs back, get really angry, and then increase the tariffs more, and then threaten actual war. Here is Mark Carney, many believe is one of the front runners to be the next Prime Minister of Canada. Here he says, Trump thinks we're pushovers. He doesn't know Canadians. Here, play this clip.
Canada won't bow down to a bully. And we won't stand by as tariffs hurt our workers and their families. Trump wants us to lose our cool and to cave in. That's why Canadians need to be united with the right response. Dollar for dollar tariffs against the US. A plan to buy Canadian, a coordinated strategy to boost investment and support our workers, and initiatives to make our economy work better and to diversify our trading partners. Let me be clear, this couldn't be more serious. And in moments of crisis, we need serious leadership and a serious plan. Trump thinks we're pushovers, but he doesn't know Canadians. We will always stand up for our country, and we will get stronger.
Folks, and while all of this is going on, you have Donald Trump's various cabinet picks going on weekend shows and cosplaying in their like Halloween outfits, their positions. It's so embarrassing. I'll give you an example. Kristi Noem, Donald Trump's Secretary of Homeland Security, refuses now to rule out detaining women and children at a concentration camp in Guantanamo Bay as part of their deportation sweep. They're open to putting women and children in concentration camps in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Like, let's just be very clear what that is. Here she is in her little cosplay outfits. This weekend she dressed as cosplay cowboy. She was cosplay ranger, and then she was cosplay police ice officer. So utterly embarrassing there. Final point I want to make is this is what I was asked. I was asked, Ben, what can I do? At dinner, I said, the first thing you can do is a simple, small thing. Do not normalize this. When Trump makes posts like that now from that office, this is not funny. This is not humorous. It pisses me off to no end that corporate media is treating that like, it's just Trump being Trump. Right now, unfortunately, he is running this country. We have a psychotic individual, a demented individual, a dictator running the United States. You just have to use that language. The way those messages are being perceived right now in Canada, in Europe, in Mexico, and across the world that I just read for you, that's fight language. That's the language where militaries are going to get involved. Wasn't Donald Trump supposed to create peace in Ukraine in 24 hours? But now he's bringing the world closer to the brink of a World War III and with our closest allies against us? Let me say this to the international community as well. There are tens of millions of Americans who do not support that. And there are tens of millions of Americans who are ready to fight with you against that. We don't support that one bit. Until they rip this microphone from my very hands, we are going to speak truth. What we're seeing in those posts with those statements and his psychotic, disgusting, despicable, foolish, dictatorial actions every day do not represent the views of so many millions of us Americans. It is horrific. It is the most vile thing imaginable. We stand in solidarity with you against that crap. We want peace. We don't want that crap. Others need to speak up. Corporate media needs to grow a spine. Republicans, you need to grow a freaking spine. Wake the hell up. I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the Midas Touch Network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers. Please subscribe now. It's so critical we grow right now.
Can't get enough Midas? Check out the Midas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MidasPlus.com.